Hello everyone and welcome. It is week 46 of the CBYX program in Germany. Let's see what we got going on this week. Now just a heads up, my GoPro broke. It won't turn on anymore, so all the footage is on cell phone camera, so video quality might be a little bit down. I'm working on it. I'm going to get a new GoPro this week sometime. And just another warning / apology, there's going to be a lot of soccer clips, and so I know, I'm sorry in advance. I'm sorry. I hate soccer. Starting out last Thursday after work, Dad called me up and was checking out what I was doing, and he wanted to go in the city, maybe watch some public viewing of the World Cup, maybe grab a couple of beers and whatnot. So I joined him downtown, and he cracked a couple of beers open for us. Walked around the Czar a little bit, and then we kind of came back in to the city, and we found a place to watch the game. While we were watching the game, there was also a couple of Lamborghinis that drove by. That wasn't bad. One might say that was actually way more awesome than the game that was actually being played at the time. Don't ask me who played, and don't ask me what the score is, because I don't know and quite frankly don't care. Then on Friday, there was a seminar for all the interns, and so we all met in this like classroom type of a deal. Kind of got to know each other, learned about the company, the transmissions that we make, job opportunities, stuff like that. Would have been really helpful, you know, if it weren't, 2 weeks before I was done with my internship. What are you gonna do? Then had lunch, and then we also took like a tour of the factory, which again would have been great. Start of my internship. Doesn't really do me much good at the end, but whatever. We also discussed some of the details about our trip coming up next week to Friedrichshafen. So on Wednesday and Thursday next week, that's where I'm gonna be. Friday after work, then Thad and I went back again down into the city, and we went to Potato Island to watch some of the games. We ended up meeting another American there. He was from Oregon. He was in Saarbrücken studying his master's in. Can't remember. On Saturday then, Thad and I again hung out all day long, and we decided to go to a lake. We thought it was going to be a great day outside, sunshine, all going to be warm, so we thought, what better way to enjoy the day than day at the lake. We met up at Hauptbahnhof around 9 o'clock and then headed on our way. So we went to Losheim, which is also in Saarland, not too far away. It took about an hour to get there with the train and stuff like that. Once we got to the city that we were going to, well, town, really, we then had to find the lake.
What are we doing out there?
I don't know, man. We're looking for a lake. It's windy as shit. It's cold. I'm not very happy.
What kind of fun are we having right now?
This is type 2 fun. It's not so much fun right now, but we'll look back on it and laugh.
It was a little bit cold out. Wasn't what I would call, perfect lake weather. The sun was out for a little bit, and it was nice and warm, but then dipped behind the clouds, and it was kind of cold and windy. Not really the kind of stuff that you want to be hanging out in with just like, swim trunks and a t-shirt on. But once we did get to the lake, there was a flea market set up, so we kind of walked through the flea market and saw a bunch of just random shit that people had stored away and they're trying to get rid of. We then walked all the way around the lake, which was pretty cool. Dad decided to walk in and test the waters. I chose not to because I didn't want to have wet feet the rest of the day. We then found a nice little green grassy patch where we sat down. Thad wrote a little bit in his journal, and then we both kind of took naps. Thad just kind of huddled up in the fetal position because he was cold. But yeah, we just slept right along the lake and enjoyed the afternoon. It was pretty fun. We then made our way back to Saarbrücken and back to Thad's house where we had some pizza for dinner. Frozen pizzas, can't beat that. Thad's host cousin was also there, so he was like a little dude, 6 years old, 7 years old, something like that. Full of freaking energy, bouncing off the walls and couches and everything else. We were watching some of the World Cup, and this kid knows everything. He knows who's the best team, who's gonna win, and he was more than happy to inform us of such knowledge. That night, then went back downtown into Saarbrücken and hung out at Potato Island, and Jenny joined us. Smoked a little bit of hookah, had a couple of beers, and continued to watch the game on the big screen. Erin was in town this weekend. She was visiting Alex and Lisa, our old tutor. And so Thad and I then met up with that group of people at Shots Bar. Had a couple of shots, and then they went on to Garage, and I had to go home. Then I was going to go up to Aachen the next day on Sunday. So since I got a job offer up in Aachen, I thought it might be a good idea to go up there and check out some places, to live. So that's what I did on Sunday. And it was pretty much the only day I had from the time I figured out I was going to get the job until the end of my time here that I would actually have to go up and look. So Made a couple of appointments and I was going on my way up to Aachen on Sunday. Started out early on Sunday morning because I had appointments at 1 and it took a while to get up there with the trains and everything. Then I had to leave my house around 6:30. Problem is on Sunday, the buses don't start running until like 8:30, so I had to walk to the S-Bahn, get on the S-Bahn, take it to the train station, take a couple of trains. That means more than just, 1 or 2 Umsteigs. Got in Aachen, and I went to some apartments and met the roommates and talked details, and stuff like that, and then came home, all in the same day. I won't bore you guys with all the details and stuff like that, but it looks like I have some pretty good potentials for places to live in Aachen. So yeah. On the way home, wasn't much excitement, except there was a girl that I met on the train. We were both literally just like the only 2 people in the entire car. We were both coming from Cologne to Trier, and we were bored, so we just started talking to each other. On Monday, Germany played in the World Cup against Portugal, and my host dad was more than willing to show his support for his national team. Just stayed at home on Monday. I kind of cleared up some stuff and got some work taken care of around here. Tuesday, surprisingly enough, Dad called me up and was like, "Hey Mike, let's go into the city, watch some football." So I obliged, and we went to the Belgian beer place, had a couple of beers, and watched the Brazil game. And that brings us to today, which is Wednesday, actually. And normally I do my videos on Thursday. However, as always, tomorrow's another holiday, taking Friday off, and I'm going to be going up to Hamburg this weekend. So, I'm leaving tomorrow, and I have to do my video today. Anyway, like I was saying, I'm going to Hamburg starting tomorrow, so we'll see what happens next week. Check you guys later. Peace.